V For Vendetta used to be about basically, vendetta against
Well,
freaking atheism. I can say the word.
yes.
But real. I said
I
real,
mean,
not
against
made up.
the government and
Yeah,
yeah,
not what Hassan thinks.
yeah.
Hassan
Not
chops. Hassan chops everything, even the truth, actually.
yeah.
Let's read this article, but first discuss just in general. You were very pissed the other day. What do you
Discussing, yeah,
think?
you have seen the movie. I have read the comic book and seen the movie. I think that the Empress
Hasn't
hasn't
done
seen the
any
movie.
yet,
Okay,
but I
just
know what's about.
so that's why we're going to put different takes on that one. So why were you pissed the other day, my good friend?
Yes, why?
Well, my reason to be pissed is not that much that James Gunn will be involved in it, because if I have to be, if we have to be, James Gunn has been involved in some enjoyable things in the past,
Mhm.
Yeah, but we
but
are gonna explain
nothing.
why and what and
Yeah, like
yes.
I don't like, this is not my biggest problem. I have a more general problem, and I just uploaded a video on my channel explaining what it is, but I'm gonna tell it here as well. There are things that should not be touched once they're made. You should not touch them. There is a term called a timeless classic for a reason. You shouldn't try to make something like this better. V for Vendetta is a movie from a comic book inspired by George Orwell's 1984 with a more positive twist than what's happening in the book. And it is a representation of what true culturally sparked movies and pop culture items were before all the woke narrative infested every bit of pop culture. Before 2015, 2016, we used to have culturally shifting movies like Fight Club, for instance. This is one of the movies that I can reference for that, that would send a strong political message, however, would not be tied to any political party or any political movement. They would be tied to the humanity of all things, or the destruction of humanity in the case of Fight Club. The thing about V for Vendetta is that it showcased two things. First of all, how you can oppress an entire nation, with what, how to do it, how to operate on that level, and how to gain all the power in the world, and then what it can take to spark the fury of the masses against that oppressive government. It didn't reference any specific government. It referenced the government as the oppressive power, and that's something that no longer exists, because every political movement, any political movie or politically sparked movie, is either going to go, especially in the U.S., either on the left or on the right, or it's not going to happen. So this should not exist, because they cannot make it. First of all, you cannot make it the way it was made. You cannot present the same message as you did then, because it's either going to be created with one side of the message involved actively against the other, or it will be adopted by one of the sides. It's never going to be just humanity against the government, and that's my biggest problem. That these things should not exist now. They should be a thing that is cemented in the past, and it's a timeless classic that you can watch years upon years afterwards. You can watch it in 50 years. It's going to have the exact same meaning. It's going to have the exact same impact on your life. It's going to have the exact same weight that it did when it released.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, since you
Exactly.
read the comic book and
Exactly.
everything?
Well, the comic book also represents exactly that. It's written by Alan Moore, who is known for his, political views against the systems, but really that system, that disgusting said, that oppressive system that should never happen, just like in 1984, which, by the way, John Hurt played in that movie, and ironically, he played also in V for Vendetta, the main villain guy, as we say.
Yep,
So
from
that was a
from the
throwback.
main protagonist in 1984.
Yeah.
Also, although I cannot say protagonists there, because this is something that is completely out of the scale of
Mhm.
any design of a book. But yeah, from the main protagonist to the main villain, amazing. Two
Exactly.
amazing roles that
Yeah.
he had.
Now the comic book has some differences, of course, but still it's the same idea. So the movie is actually good adaptation. Alan Moore doesn't like it, but he never likes his Hollywood adaptations. Although the movie is great, and I think that it actually makes the material even better.
It
That's-
elevates it, you
It
mean?
elevates it, yes. So that's one of those examples that you say, okay, so now it's understandable for all people. Anyone can enjoy and understand. It's some people might see it just as an action movie, but the meaning is there, and that actually is a message that we need, not the modern things for today. So both things are actually okay, and really that's a movie that you shouldn't touch. There is no point in that. No point in that. Much like I'll give another example. I mean, Watchmen. Watchmen is also a great adaptation of a
Yes.
comic book, which makes the material even better. What did they do? They did a show a couple of years ago.
Which
They did a
And,
show.
ruined everything.
and they completely destroyed everything. They,
Totally.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
completely botched it.
That was
Same
the
as with
most
the Rings
racist
of
thing I
Power.
ever seen in my life because I did
Absolutely, yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only people
It's the
who
same
enjoy
with the
that
Rings
are
of Power. It's the same with other movies and TV shows that we have seen. The various pseudo adaptations of comic books by DC, by Marvel. They just don't. It's like they don't know when to let go.
yeah.
They don't know when to just say, okay, let's stop doing that.
Yeah, I think the only people who enjoy that Watchmen TV show are James Gunn and Grace Randolph. She said it.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
She loves when people get race swapped.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
everything. Like
Jesus
put
Christ,
white
yeah.
people down all the time.
So
More. Give me more.
I really think that the same thing that happened with that Watchmen show, it will happen in here, and once again, because they really don't know when to let go, and it's as if they don't have any other properties. And okay, we'll go back to this. We have it as a movie that is great and timeless, but we ruin it anyway by making a
No,
TV show.
notice how they're not touching the failed adaptations of the past. They're not touching something like Dragon Ball Evolution, for instance. They have the technology to do it. Like they can do it. Like if a true fan, if someone who wants to do it, like the people from the channel Reanime a few years ago, where they did like with something of a 20K budget, they did something that Hollywood could not do at all with Dragon Ball in all its years. They can do it if they want to, but they're not going to touch a risky failed franchise. Sorry for the tongue twister.
Wait.
They're going to touch something that is established, something that is solid, and something that they can lure investors in. Because investors generally don't really go into what they're investing. They're investing in the name of the one who's doing it, the studio that's doing it, and the promise of what it can do.
Okay,
And
we just
they're
have
not-
to make a short pause to fix the pup situation.
I think the situation is yeah, okay. Short pause for that.
Short,
yes.
short pause.
Before that, but wait, there is a movie about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, we'll be right back with the short dun 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 dun. No, really, guys, we just gotta make sure the puppies are okay. Hi to Byron,
hello.
Byron Sidious.
Byron Sidious, yes.
Sing something, Empress. I don't know. I have nothing.
I had the time of my life, and I can't feel this way before.
Yeah, that's an amazing song. Okay. So we can't wait to tell you about James Gunn. We just can't. Also, we have to read a bit of the article, of course,
I'll be here with
with the beautiful
one
baby.
schmucktuze. Here we go. Now everybody has the schmucktuze.
Everybody has a schmucktuze.
Doesn't want
Being
Yeah, the schmucktuze doesn't want to be killed.
eaten alive, eaten alive,
I got the
Yes.
phone thingies, so you know,
eaten alive.
Oh, he's so cute.
he's a cutie.
Okay. Pet boss. Okay, pet boss.
Yeah.
So we also have to read the article.
Yeah. That's why we have it.
But
Go.
quickly, before we do that, let's talk about James Gunn.
And why
And why
that's
he is horrible.
also a problem. Not just that they're going to do TV show about
Yeah.
V For Vendetta, but the guy who is doing it.
Yes.
Yes.
So James Gunn basically proved that when he is not under any supervision, because Marvel, you know, he was under Kevin Feige, and he obviously was hired to do a job. He did it. He still had more freedom, especially in the last movie. That's why he interjected all of that cruelty with the animals, and that's why we haven't seen it. We actually haven't seen it at all, just because of that scene.
Yeah.
Because he always tries to go over the top with these things, and he just loves to show disturbing stuff for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy basically is showing his true face in everything that he does. And now we really saw it, because since he's the head of DC, he did everything possible to poop on Superman and ruin him, and then everything possible to even take a character like Peacemaker, who is not the best guy in the comic books, and make him 10 times worse. Like 10 times. So much worse, in fact, that this is not the character anymore. No one is the character anymore. The Guardians of the Galaxy were never actually the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
They were just some guys that are called the Guardians of the Galaxy. He's always destroying the identity of the characters he presents on the screen.
Yeah.
Even though the first movie was great and the second one was meh and the third one was, what the heck are you doing, James Gunn? Are you kidding me?
The first one was okay just because nobody knew who these guys are, so you don't care that much how they change the characters.
Exactly, you
but-
don't care. Don't know them. They're nobodies in the
Yeah,
comics. They're not
basically.
even sea level. They're like the bottom of the battle. Of the barrel. Sorry.
That wasn't even the original team, by the way. So, you
Yeah,
know,
it's all made up from his ass. But then now that he has full control in Peacemaker, he's using literally Peacemaker to push all kinds of freaking propaganda and to promote freaking being racist by saying that that's bad. But he's actually promoting it, because what planet he made, like alternative universe, whatever was it, who cares?
Tex.
Yeah, Earth takes. It's showing like everybody being a racist there, like literally, and going after black people like they're animals on the streets. And the American flag was with a freaking swastika. I cannot say this. Like, this is absolutely mental. Plus the orgy that he did, the full-on schlong display, waving around everywhere. The previous season also was degenerate with some disgusting sex scene, whatever.
Oh,
but
there was, if you
Hello.
want to see John Cena in action,
yeah, in action,
I mean,
in that kind of an action.
in that kind of an
You
action,
can.
yeah.
And now it's like a lot worse. Even if you remove the degeneracy, which how everything is degenerate, because there's even a scene where they go to another planet again. There's these little things that look like gremlins. Yeah, one of them tried to freaking F a guy's helmet. And with his pee-pee, like literally, his pee-pee is out and he's effing his helmet.
Yeah.
Exactly where his mouth is, like the guy's mouth is.
Exactly.
Close up, and then they kill like the part of the team. Whatever.
Don't
who
forget
cares?
the scene where Lex Luthor appears in prison and he says to I was going to say Frank Grillo, you know, forget the name of the character, how he's every night hearing how one prisoner, these are super powered prisoners, he even says the name, so how one of them is doing another thing
prisoner.
with the other. Yeah, he's doing another prisoner.
Because this is always what we wanted to see in DC, right?
And we must be haha fun. Okay.
Yeah.
DC. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this does not go with the universe. This does not go with Superman, who is supposed to be PG-13. Anyway, he ruined Supergirl already. He made her a drunk, and like, what else is she could be now? A prostitute? Like, everything that you can think
Don't
of.
give them
Don't
ideas.
give him ideas.
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah, he has all the ideas. So that's the problem. That he is super woke. He is super radical. The way that he thinks is horrible. There were some scenes behind the scenes of Superman in which you see how he thinks. He's trying to convince David Cornsweet on the set how Superman should say that Lex Luthor hurt his feelings, and he's trying to convince him that is great. And David Cornsweet was like, "But isn't it better to just show it, rather than say it or
Yeah,
whatever?"
yes.
No, David.
Yeah.
Go get him
He
with
even
that
tells him
stupid.
because he hurt your effing feelings.
Yeah, if you feelings, you hurt your feelings, really?
Because
Oh,
feelings are just
you're super.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
the era of show don't tell because you cannot show tell don't show, excuse me, because you don't have the ability to show. Um
Yeah.
the best thing about a movie is to express without words.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
from the era of silent movies, by the way.
Yeah, and that is actually
You
what we
know,
saw in the Zack Snyder movies. He showed a lot
yes,
without telling.
Without
you,
telling.
Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Yeah, yeah.
Justice League,
that's
exactly.
like 4 hours and 30
Yeah, yeah.
minutes. I think
Yeah.
it was and yeah, it did. I will admit it did drag a little bit at times. However, the things that it said without a single word being spoken for close to 2 or 3 minutes was amazing. That's how you do it. I'm not gonna say that his cut or his movie was the perfect thing to represent, but it was good. It was good. It was the thing that we should have gotten initially
Yeah,
from
Yeah,
that movie.
it has
totally.
meaning.
Eh,
That's
Has
the
meaning.
point.
yeah,
And
it has presentation. You have a guy who uh, at least knows what you have to do to talk with your body and not with your mouth, or how to do the setting in the background and have you stand there and just have the facial expression that you need. And that's the subtlety that is now lacking in a lot of movies. And what you said about the Peacemaker, I haven't watched Peacemaker. I just watched that scene with the alternate Earth. This is what happens when you insert your politics into everything. And we see it in gaming, we see it in movies, we see it in TV series, we see it everywhere. And that's because you have people who only are able to think like that. We are able to think with their politics. They're not able to think outside of it. They're not able to have a creative vision without inserting their own ideologies. These are the people who think, okay, I am this and this, so this thing that I'm making should reflect these issues. No, you're not creatively bound to what you are. I mean, I'm a man, I'm white. That doesn't mean I cannot write or create, let's say, black or Asian characters. Why should I be just constrained to that? Or why should I not write, let's say, a novel that has nothing to do with that? You know, the thing is that you need to have a creative vision that is untethered by politics. And sadly, these politics help because they're so extreme in their view that they can actually pose as some creative thinking. Because when you have an extreme idea, it is easier to have it as a template to evolve it into something that kind of resembles a creative thought, but it's not, and present it on screen. It's a narrative base, it's a cultist mindset, but it is easier than doing it from scratch without a tie-in to something like that. That's the worst thing, because that's why we're getting so many movies and TV series and games like that, because they do have a template. It's a corrupted template, but sadly it helps.
That's why I think they actually chose V for Vendetta, because knowing what the story inside, what the plot is, and they probably think that this is the easy victim, let's say. So
Exactly.
they'll twist it around, oh, this is what is happening now with the AC's government and Trump and everybody, and so
Yeah.
here is the hero who is fighting against this,
yeah,
and
Yeah,
it will
and
be
it's gonna be
totally the
against
wrong message for that.
against the repression of trans people or
Yeah.
immigrants or LGBT and stuff like that. None of which is actually happening. You know, in reality, none of this is actually happening.
if anything, white
Because
people are super oppressed right
Super
now.
oppressed, yeah.
yeah, but as we thought, it's gonna be there's gonna be race swapping, there's gonna be gender
Totally,
swapping,
yeah.
there's gonna be everything. I'm not gonna be surprised if Sutler's character is orange haired.
Yeah, yeah. Totally, yeah. No, I'm calling it now. The girl, I forgot her name, that Natalie Portman played in the movie. She'll be black.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or because she's a sub character, she's gonna be a beta white cuck boy that is very subservient to the race swapped and gender swapped V.
Or
In
just trans.
V, kind of sounds like V with two E's. And she's gonna be she's gonna be like V for Violet, you know.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. I mean,
Totally. Yeah.
we were trying to paint the picture basically by explaining what James Gunn is capable of, so you can imagine what he
Exactly.
will do to V For Vendetta. This is perfect for him.
Yeah. Also, let's not forget that he greenlights projects that only he likes, the script that he likes. So that's why, even if it's not, because people also say, "Oh, you know, the other movies from DC now will be better because it's not him directing or writing." I said, man, he greenlit those things. He said it.
Yeah.
If I don't like the script, it's not greenlit. So that also scares me about V for Vendetta.
That would be okay if your track record was better, and if your ability and if your reputation to greenlit and not greenlit something corresponded to immediate success. Because if everything that he touched was a success because he greenlit it or didn't greenlight it, and something that he didn't greenlight but someone else did turned out to be a flop, then that will put him into a bit of a more, okay, you didn't greenlit, I trust you, so better not do that. But it's not like that. It's not like that, because yeah, he might have made entertaining things, but on one hand, he hasn't tackled something like V for Vendetta. First of all, it's not something easy to tackle as a concept, because it's not so cut and dry as they want to think. It's not gonna be this simple superhero or anti-hero movie. It's not gonna be something like Deadpool, or it's not gonna be something like Superman or Batman, because some people are trying to say, okay, so V is like Batman. No. V is nothing like Batman.
Oh boy. Yeah. The point is that he's gonna. I mean, we shouldn't be actually worried about the show because it's dead.
It's
dead on arrival.
Yes,
Whatever they do, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be absolute shit. I mean, James Gunn will greenlit a toilet. He doesn't care.
Also, look how slowly he's pivoting away from the first project that he said, and now it's as if, okay, so now not going to be like a big universe, but you know, my Superman saga and some small projects over here. Without Superman and some small projects, guys. Here you go. That's good, right? I'm giving you V for Vendetta.
The man greenlit Swamp Thing. So enough said.
Yeah.
Like, how about greenlighting another toilet character? Like the bottom of the battle that's in the toilet.
He really looks
from
like
that bottom.
as if he's from the toilet. So yeah.
Okay.
Let's see the article.
Let's see the article, guys. And by the way, Roadkill is here.
Oh yeah, here he is.
On the superhero channel. We're also streaming on the gaming channel, just letting you know. We're gonna address comments after we finish with this article, guys. So V for Vendetta is reportedly getting an HBO TV series. Variety reports today that Pete Jackson, who wrote the British series Somewhere Boy and is not the Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson, despite the similar name, will write an adaptation of the comic series with DC James Gunn and Peter Safran, Poison Pen's Ben Stephenson, and Woe to Woe Media's Lenny Klein, all executive producing. No other details are currently available on who is attached or how much of the comic the series would cover.
That immediately sounds like too many cooks in a kitchen.
Yes, then his grandma, and his left shoe, and his right elbow, they're all participating.
Everybody's there.
I mean, I'm sure that he's gonna write the script with his elbow anyway.
Actually, just remember to say, because I was thinking what was the name of that movie, but speaking about things that James Gunn produced, Brightburn.
Oh God, I watched it.
Yeah. So here we go. He will greenlit things like that. He will produce stuff like that.
Yeah.
Total opposite of Superman.
Well, I think if you want to be highly disturbed and have nightmares,
it will work, right?
You totally gotta watch it. Yeah.
Was Brightburn the one about the boy that had superpowers as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, to be honest, beyond the disturbing, like, because it was intended as a disturbing movie, I didn't hate that movie.
No, it's a good movie,
It
but
was disturbing, but it was made good. It was intended to be that. But yeah, we're going off topic. That
The
that
thing
movie
is-
was
He's not the director though. He also
He's the
he just
producing, yeah.
produced, which means he barely could have participated
Yeah.
in that.
The
Yeah.
thing is
actually.
that he will really think like that about a superhero because he doesn't understand those heroes. I'm sure that he doesn't understand V. He doesn't know anything about him. He probably, maybe he saw the comic book somewhere in a DC office and say, huh, this over there. But James, we have a movie that, no, this over there.
Yeah, but James, you have
Yeah.
better characters
he's,
to put on
he's
screen.
speaking from like blind, you know.
Yeah, it's even worse than that. I
Yeah.
mean, he's literally like, oh, who is the character that we haven't covered? Is absolute shit. Nobody likes, but I will like them because they're the black sheep, and I'm the black sheep, and I just want to relate to this person and bring them on screen and make them a victim and freaking effing soy boy. Yes, who is that? Let's go.
Let's go and find a character who is not like that, but I'm turn him into that sometimes. Too.
Or
Like
this.
Superman.
And the only way that he understands Superman is if he is a whiny little bitch.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Okay, so V for Vendetta is a graphic novel series by Alan Moore and illustrated by David Lloyd, published in the 80s initially as part of the British comics anthology Warrior. The series follows V, a revolutionary hidden behind a guy Fawkes mask, as he undertakes an ongoing mission to bring down a fascist state that has taken root in the series' dystopian British setting. He joins forces with Evie. Is that Evie?
I think it was Evie.
Evie.
Evie
yeah.
Hammond, a young woman he rescues from the secret police and who comes over time to adopt V's philosophies and eventually his goals. The series has,
If I can just comment on what you just read
of course,
about the fascist government.
Yeah.
Now, the word fascist government when V for Vendetta was made had an entirely different meaning.
Yeah, we
Now
know.
Absolutely.
that word is used for all the wrong things, for all the wrong descriptions. However, they are going to run with that, and they're going to try to use that because they're saying, okay, so it was made for against the fascist government. We're making that against the fascist government, and they're just gonna pin the word fascist towards whatever they're trying to attack.
Yeah, of course, we
That's
know
the-
that.
That article here
the
proves it,
moving of
actually.
the like if you remember the entire word woke is not what it originally meant. It's not even about white people. It's not even about any sort of this. It's not something entirely different. Feminism, the original word of feminism is something entirely, but it's so perverted right now that they're using these words without the original meaning. And same thing with the fascists. They're going to try to use it as a defense, as a shield to defend their position about that. TV
It's
series.
twisted, it's turned,
Yeah,
it's crooked.
I intentionally
Yeah.
chose that article exactly because of that, because it comes from IGN, and the moment I saw, oh, they have an article, I was sure they were going to write something like that there.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, here we're going to have a good toss because they give that small summary of the story, but use the word that is there, you know, the ACIS thing, as we say, and they really will run with that, as you said here. Yeah.
So let's finish it. The series has become even better known in recent years thanks to a There's another film?
2005.
2005 film
No.
written and co-produced by Lana and Lily Wachowski. The film featured that's the film.
That's the film.
The
That's
film
the movie, yeah.
featured a truncated version of the graphic novel story and starred Hugo Weaving. Starred Hugo Weaving as V and Natalie Portman as Evie. Just days ago, it was announced that the film would return to theaters in 2026 in celebration of its 20th anniversary. Oh, really? That's cool. A V for Vendetta TV series has previously been suggested as a sequel to the series Pennyworth about Bruce Wayne's butler Alfred in 19...
What sequel? What
Maybe
sequel?
16,000.
How can you have a sequel to V for Vendetta?
Also, as a sequel to the series Pennyworth, how are you combining the two things? Even I mean, they have nothing in common.
Like what? Like
It's like having I don't know, having a
shoe on my
sequel
elbow,
to-
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell sequel for what? Who's gonna be V?
Yeah, who's going to be V?
What-
That's the main question. Yeah.
Putting shoes on elbows.
He kind of went out in kablooey in the
Oh,
movie,
gee.
you know, just a tad, just a little bit, you know. It's not like he's atomized from all the
Well-
dynamite, you know. No, he's fine. It's a flesh wound. I'll walk it off.
Yes,
Well,
he's
you
gonna
know,
walk it up.
maybe Pennyworth, you know, maybe Alfred becomes the new V, or Evie all of a sudden, or someone else says, okay, and secretly he had a son who now is continuing the
Yeah.
Yes.
fight.
Can
yeah.
you
Yes.
imagine how funny it's gonna be if Batman is coming from work? I mean, from his long day of work in Gotham with his black suit cape, and all of a sudden here's Alfred dressed as V for Vendetta with his black, all black robes and whatever mask, and they're like, "Hey, you're more black
So-
than me today."
How was the
This is
work
like,
day?
this is
You
like
know,
that scene from Monty Python with the Black Knight. It's a flesh. Okay, all right, we call it a draw.
yeah.
He's like has no limbs and everything.
Yes, in the comments, putting shoes on elbows and frustrated.
Today was a good day for Empress things, you know. we say,
Yeah.
Even from the morning stream.
I said
yeah.
a lot of
A lot of
interesting
things,
things,
You're creating your own language
basically.
as Pepe.
I mean, my brain couldn't actually assimilate what I just read, so at least Helzo reacted because I was like, am I just reading about Pennyworth and Bruce Wayne's butler? Like, well,
And when
what
I
is the
was
connection?
when I was checking the
mic.
the article, I said that makes no sense. Let's put it anyway to see how people will react. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, have no idea.
The
Laughable,
series was
laughable.
unfortunately cancelled,
Ah.
unfortunately, after its third season and never made the connection with V for Vendetta. It's a shame. We really like the show. Oh, you're retarded, IGN.
Pennyworth, the show about Alfred and probably how much he's in love with Thomas Wayne because they were best friends in that show or something. like that.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. How would you cross the two things together? I want to know how
IGN.
exactly. Just because DC owns everything, it's okay. Now V meets Alfred, and then we all have a bank.
A bank?
Yes. A gangbang.
Literally, a gangbang. Exactly. I mean, if it's James Gunn, wouldn't
Yeah, for
surprise me.
sure,
So,
for sure.
No, look, Batman's gonna wear the Guy Fawkes mask.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You cannot see that. You cannot see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts on V for Vendetta TV show. Mine are James Gunn's gonna ruin it because he is deprived of any moral standards or vision of being a decent person at all. I don't know how else to say it. And he is bringing that to screen. I mean, think about it. If you're a creator, you want to bring something out of yourself to express yourself and your creativity. If you're bringing schlongs as a creativity and putting your characters in horrible positions, and some people that are super retarded
Oh.
totally interpret that as very profound, there's something wrong with you and your audience, by the way. So absolutely no. Get lost, James Gunn. Can't wait to see you fired from the freaking DC. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. And that's it.
Don't,
Get
as
lost.
they said in one episode of Powerpuff Girls, don't let the door hit you where the dog should have beat you. Now, so, by the way, putting his characters in dangerous positions. 2025 again for the Empress, yeah. As I said,
Compromising.
exactly.
Compromising.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't make it any better. Exactly because of what we say that James Gunn is doing with Peacemaker and the whole Earth texting. That's what scares me, and I know that he's going to use V for Vendetta to interject his things. That's absolutely the thought process there. He's fighting the government. We'll use this now. We use this now.
The
Yeah.
president probably in the movie is
Doesn't
gonna
matter
be
if he
orange.
doesn't understand it.
some
Doesn't
reason.
matter. So if Alan Moore doesn't like the V for Vendetta movie, I'm ready to hear him how he screams from his castle all the way in England up to
He
over
has a
here.
castle?
That's how they joke about him, that he rests in his castle because he's away from the world because he hates everything.
Yeah, he's a vampire. He's basically Dracula by this point.
If you see how he looks like.
The
pretty much,
castle of
yeah. Oh,
Boone.
Yeah.
Okay, Hazel, let us know what's your take on this.
Now that we have talked about it, there's something that's being steadily growing. I have an unhealthy obsession of watching dumpster fires being born and just people learning the hard way what they shouldn't do. I kind of want to watch a trailer of that. I want to see what they do. I want to see them crash and burn through the end because let's be honest, if they cancel the thing, if they actually like the two brain cells that are floating alone in their skulls actually made by accident and rub and produce enough electricity to make them have a coherent thought after doing this flop, if they actually cancel it, this is going to be an easy out. There's going to be okay, we had a thought, we're not gonna go through it. We realized that after thinking that we shouldn't have done that. That will be an easy way out. But if they go all the way, Kitty, they're gonna fail so spectacularly because trust me when I say like V for Vendetta is something that sparked first of all November the 5th of November. It sparked the Anonymous. It sparked an entire slew of movements and a viewpoint, an entire viewpoint against corrupt governments that is still to this day being expanded upon in various, like not just in media, in real life as well. People are using the Guy Fawkes mask. They're using the rhetoric that has been made in the movie, in the comics. They know about 1984. They know what it is like. That TV series, if it comes, like I want to see the first trailer, and I just want to watch the ratio. The ratio is going to be record breaking for me, in my opinion. And I want to see the actors. I want to see who they pay and who is going to be oblivious enough to say yes to that. I know some people. I know Pedro Pascal is there.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal is there.
He's there.
He's
We
ready
all
to
know
voice
he's
Vic.
gonna be there. He's gonna be there. And
I'll wear the
what
costume.
was her name? What was that potato from The Last of Us name? The pregnant potato.
Oh
What
God.
was it?
Oh.
Like
Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey.
Yeah, Bella Ramsey is there. She's gonna be Evie probably.
Oh boy.
Oh.
We can have Elliot Page for some reason. Ellen Page or Elliot Page. We can have I don't know whoever you pick. It's an open market because you're already sinking below any comprehensive levels just by announcing this. So at this point, do whatever the hell you want. Anything you do, nothing that they'll do is gonna work because in the end, even if you get the best actors, they're not gonna be able to carry it if that's not done smart. And I don't see how they can do it in any way smartly.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
totally,
matter
yeah.
how good are the actors if everything is shit. Like David Cornsworth tried so hard to deliver the stupid lines. He
Jesus
tried
Christ.
so hard, poor guy.
You can
Okay.
only carry something so far. Like we have seen bad movies being carried by stellar actors, but
Yeah.
everything has a limit. And we don't. First of all, we're running a little bit low on true stellar actors, and we're running low on stellar actors who can actually play something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We have only soy actors now.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
soy.
We
Okay,
have
guys.
vegans.
So let's read
Let's
a bit
check
of
some
your
comments,
comments about this. Byron F. Sidious. I'm not sure how to read this. This would be a great spot for one of those old-fashioned ABC Saturday morning climation siege clips. After these messages, we'll be right back. The cowboy one was peak.
That was when the break was.
When the break
After
was.
his messages.
And I just love how Yasto wrote putting shoes on elbows. Just amazing.
He also said the V for vegan.
Yes,
One of the
yes.
comments, yeah.
Pedro Pascal is Evie. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yes.
Here you go. Finch says they probably found the script in a dumpster outside of a closet agency.
I wouldn't be surprised here.
Wouldn't be. I mean, a lot of people that want to get into Hollywood write better scripts than James Gunn. So there you go. Even freaking Chris Tuckman probably wrote a better script for his horror
I
movie.
mean, it will probably be written by some woke people who said, and this is my take of the story. You know, have you read the original comic book? No, this is just my take.
Well, you go
You know,
F yourself
I'm
then.
much better.
I mean, if you don't know the original, what are you doing here? You're incompetent.
what are you doing
Get
here,
the hell out
exactly.
of
No,
here.
they don't want to know the origin. They don't have the interest of being in any way faithful. That we're seeing that, and if you have someone faithful like Henry Cavill,
Yeah.
you're a bullet. Bye. We don't need you because you're too annoying.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Okay, so now it's
Oh
time
boy.
for this.
Second
Jimmy
topic.
freaking Olsen Superman spin-off series DC Crime in development with American Vandal creators at DC and HBO Max. Why? Who needs this? Who needs it?
You
Helzo,
know,
did you watch Superman, by the way?
The new one, no.
I'll dodge
Okay.
the big
I
kryptonite
don't.
bullet right
Look,
there.
I've resigned myself from any Marvel and any DC at this point because I need to keep my sanity.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
do need to keep my sanity.
Good.
The
Good
last
choice.
Superman I watched was Man of Steel, and what was after, like with Henry Cavill. Everything with Henry Cavill I watched. I kind of like it. Like some of it I like better, some like not so much. One thing I'm gonna say about the new Superman is that wh- who was Guy Gardner, the actor again?
Nathan
I keep
Fillion.
forgetting his name.
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Killian. Nathan Killian as Guy Gardner was the perfect match for me because after I saw him in the trailer, I was like, yeah, that is who you can depict as a Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
He's just goofy enough. He has the
That's the
facial
only one that's
complexity of an
accurate.
idiot. Yeah,
It's the
that
only
was a
one
good
who is accurate because Guy Gardner in the comic books is a big douchebag, and
Yep,
James
yep.
Gunn likes exactly characters like that. He can work and write about characters like that.
He's the only
So
one.
that's why it works
And-
actually.
The only
And Nathan
type of a
Fillion
character he understands.
is good at playing these types of characters.
yeah. That's why it works.
And that's why it
But
works.
how about this, Helzo? Can we sell you on a TV show about Jimmy Olsen? I mean, as a
I had
person
to
who
think about. I had to think about 30 seconds before I remember who Jimmy Olsen is. That should be your answer. I think we're not going far enough. I think we should make a movie trilogy, 5 hours long each, about Lex Luthor's secretary that is also a ninja.
Yeah.
right. I would watch that more.
I think we
actually.
need that. I think we need that. Okay, you know what? Write an email to James Gunn. Sell him the idea. Tell him to pay you 5 million for the idea, and just run off. I think we can strike a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
would be more
And
interesting. than
everybody
Jimmy
gonna be
Olsen.
retarded in the team, and everybody gonna that are not retarded are gonna have their brains leak by the end of the production out of their ears. So Jimmy Olsen in the Superman movie is absolutely a dorky guy who, for some reason, attracts all women. That's in the movie,
And it's never explained.
and it's never
They
explained.
looked at him, they waved at him, they laughing. Oh my God! Look at this guy.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Jimmy Olsen, oh, let me show you my boobs.
Yeah, and even Lois Lane asks him, how did you do this? And it's never explained.
Okay, I'm fine.
Why would these hot women would like this guy there on the photo? That it's never explained. Is he holding them with something? Does he have information about them? Or what is it? Does he have magical powers that we
Yeah,
don't know?
they're basically
Oh no,
desperate.
no! They took Podrick from Game of Thrones and made him into Jimmy Olsen.
They're basically desperate for his attention.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nuts all the time. So this makes absolutely no sense. It's very out of left field. It feels extremely immature and retarded because, again, there's no explanation. So I can't even believe this is in the movie. So now we
And-
have to see this guy in his own show? What?
and it's really apparently that's the only interesting Jimmy Olsen throughout the years that we got. I mean, after watching, for example, in Supergirl, we had Jimmy Olsen who was actually black, but he was handsome. Big, muscular stuff like that. He was handsome.
At least
Jimmy
that.
Olsen in Supergirl was actually done pretty
Right?
nice.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
he was
I would-
really tamed. He was like, I mean, I'll admit I don't know that much about Jimmy Olsen apart from the animated series. When he was like a little kid that was following and always falling from a building, it would seem. But like, why?
Yeah. Why
Again,
not about the other
why,
Jimmy Olsen?
why would you do this?
Why
would
not
you do
about the Jimmy Olsen from Supergirl? Why not about him? Where was his show? Why not? There was Jimmy
Why
Olsen
would you
in.
do an entire TV series for a side character that seemingly has one job? and it's
Totally.
already expanded to the limits in something like Supergirl.
I
I mean,
mean,
Yeah.
Jimmy Olsen, from what I remember, and again, I'm a kind of more of a normie, like I don't know that much. Jimmy Olsen took pictures.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it.
Thank you. So
That's kind of like if Peter Parker didn't have superpowers.
yeah. So it's like making an Aunt May to a spin-off series.
Oh, they
But
were thinking
look,
about
okay,
that.
if it's the Aunt May from the newest Spider-Man, then
Ah.
okay, people will watch it. But if you make a Aunt May series spin-off series from the 2000s movies, what are you gonna how she cooks every day?
Yeah, yeah.
What the hell are you gonna do? Like,
Exactly. This is retarded to
They were
begin with.
actually thinking about having an Ant-May movie at one point over there at Sony, but maybe some of those brain cells that you were talking about actually worked, so because they
yeah,
still have that. Yeah. But they really had ideas
it
for
doesn't
that.
make it doesn't make sense. It's unneeded. I call these movies the laundry machines because when you have something that everybody and their mother tells you it's gonna flop, and you do it anyways, and it flops spectacularly, but somehow you seem pleased. That's what I call them, laundry machines, and I'm not gonna evaluate what that means.
I mean, first of all, I mean, there's several reasons not to do this. First of all, Superman lost money. That's actually second of all or third of all, whatever. But Superman did lose money, around $40 million. That's how it's estimated. If the movie for some reason makes money digitally, that's totally different story. It doesn't count. It's good, but doesn't count. By all we know, actually, freaking stupid movie with The Rock called
Black Adam.
Black Adam have surpassed it in watch
In
time.
watching on HBO
Yeah,
Max.
and views
Yeah.
on freaking HBO. That movie is bad. That's not a good movie.
Yeah.
That movie is just The Rock stroking his ego. Stroking his ego the whole time. That's Black Adam. That's not Black Adam from the comic books. Nothing like that. There's some cool special effects, some badass looking, Hawkman
Who was black?
who was
I'll
black.
say one
Nobody
thing
knows why.
about Black Adam. Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. I was going to say that
Yeah.
too.
That was the best depiction of Dr. Fate. Like this. I want more. I want Dr. Fate, a Dr. Fate
With
movie
Pierce
with Pierce
Brosnan,
Brosnan.
right? Yeah,
This is
I would watch that.
amazing. I've always liked Dr. Fate, by the way, in the Justice League, in everything that I've seen him in Young Justice. Again, I haven't read that many comics because I didn't have an access to them. But Pierce Brosnan, like the way he carried himself in that movie, he's actually the one, in my opinion, who carried that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yasto, take notes. Stroking his ego, Empress 2025. So, several reasons to get to the many reasons. So that movie, a bad movie, anyway, and the bad movie is surpassing Superman in views. Like, let that sink in.
Imagine that.
Then we have, going back to freaking Jimmy Olsen. This version of Jimmy Olsen is the worst version because it's not
Absolutely.
fully fleshed out. We don't know who he is. We only know that girls drew over him for absolutely no reason, which is retarded to begin with. There's actually a few lines in Superman that are completely out of left field, doesn't make any sense, retarded, like what is happening? I don't know. We saw the same thing happening in Peacemaker. There were some scenes that were absolutely needless. Like that guy, I don't know what guy was that. One of the superhero guys just talking about what he's gonna deliver or something. Vigilante, like what are we doing here? Why is this scene there? Why is this not deleted? What's happening? Anyway, so this is the worst Jimmy Olsen. Okay. Nobody cares about Jimmy Olsen, even if it's the best version, even if it's the black hot man from Supergirl. Nobody cares about that guy either.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to
Exactly.
see a series about the hot black man from Supergirl anyways.
I mean,
let alone this guy.
They didn't have the idea about doing a TV show like that back in the 70s because Jimmy Olsen was in the Christopher Reeve Superman movie. He was there as a character. Nobody said, TV show about this Jimmy Olsen guy there, right? Because the movie is successful. Because actually that movie was successful, the Christopher Reeve one. nobody thought about it. Nobody said, well, okay, now, let's make a TV show about Perry White and how he became a reporter and then the head editor at Daily Planet, or hell, how about a show about how Daily Planet was established? Who cares about that?
Also,
that.
Perry White was black in
Oh,
that movie.
For the second time.
Black in that movie
second
a second time, and he has 2 lines
Yeah.
or 3 in the whole movie. And
But
nobody knows who he
guess
is
what?
or whatever.
Guess what? Is Jimmy Olsen going to be alone in that show? No. Guess who is joining him? All the freaking cast of Daily Planet that was in the movie.
But no Superman.
That black guy there that who was nobody, but he was that black guy over there working. Perry White, who is not white. Cat Grant, who was there to just show some attributes that she actually
Yeah, she showed
them
big boobs
pretty good, you know.
and procedures.
And
lot of procedures.
and that other guy from SNL with the mustache and the cat.
Yeah, a
that he
guy
had
from
there,
SNL, from Saturday Night Live.
And they're going to be there. And so this is going to be, Jimmy Olsen and his merry band from Daily Planet.
And for some reason, Clark Kent is not there.
No.
He's just
Why
not.
would he be there? No.
That's probably gonna be a prequel. Before Clark was born, Jimmy also was
Jesus
somehow
Christ.
same age.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
He was still
Jesus
working there.
Christ.
I mean, how else they're gonna explain that Clark is not there?
Let's see what the show is going to be about.
Okay,
We have it in
let's
the
read,
article.
yes,
Let's see more ridiculous.
Let's be horrified, guys. Hold on. Bring your butts and hold on to them.
So that they don't run away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why is this? Oh, is this a paid article?
Is it?
Oh yeah,
Should
deadline. Deadline have those.
Well, I can
No, but I
almost read
opened
it. Yeah, there's a Superman spin-off series, DC Crime in the works at DC Studios and HBO Max. Deadline has confirmed I can read it almost. Yeah, the series is held as living. Blah, blah. Okay, it's very hard here.
Oh.
James Gunn.
Ah,
Oh, would you look
Okay.
at that?
I mean, it worked when I opened.
Leave it to a Bulgarian to find a hack in the system.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
thank you. Thank you. So the series is built as being akin to a true crime docu-series with Jimmy Olsen from Superman hosting, played by Skylar Gizindo in the summer blockbuster directed by James Gunn. Season 1 reportedly will be centered around DC bad guy Gorilla Grodd without Superman, who often wrestles the Flash without the Flash.
More importantly, without a Flash, what is he doing there? He's not even operating in the same city.
Yeah, he's supposed to be connected to Flash the most.
Yeah.
That's a Flash villain.
It's a Flash villain.
Grodd had psychic powers and other skills after his encounter with an alien spaceship. The character was created in 1959 and has even starred in the former DC's Arrowverse.
Yeah, he was there.
DC Crime comes from Tony Yesenda and Dan Peroff, who are the creators of Netflix American Vandal series, which was a true crime satire series that ran from 2017 and 2018. They were write, executive produce, and showrun the series. DC Studios bosses, James Gunn and Peter Safran, not for long, are APs with Galen Weisman overseeing production. Warner Bros. Television is also producing. Yasenda's credits include Hulu's Chad Powers and Dave at FX. What? What is that? Perrault recently started in the Shondaland Netflix series, The Residence. Is that the only thing? Like,
Shondaland.
and this is bait? This crap? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. To read that.
What the hell?
I mean, a crime series. So Jimmy Olsen and the other reporters will report on what the villains are doing, but we're not going to see heroes. So how are they going to talk about Gorilla Grodd without Superman, without the Flash? Is Jimmy Olsen going to throw his camera at him, or what is going to happen there?
Yeah. Or the paper, he's gonna hit him with the paper.
I mean, who can read this synopsis if even people don't run away and scream like a little girl by just hearing a Jimmy Olsen TV show? If they stick to read this, Who's going to find this interesting? Who's going to say, yeah, I would watch that.
Even the freaking ass lickers of James Gunn will not watch this.
Yeah.
They're not gonna lick
I
Jimmy
mean,
Olsen's ass.
no,
That's
Jimmy
what
Olsen
I'm
does
gonna
no.
say.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that people will want actual show with superheroes and not some type of a docu series.
Yeah. So here's
I mean,
what. Let
when
us
you
know
when
what
you
to
have when you have a spin-off series, when you do a spin-off series of something, it needs to be with someone that is interesting on their own. I mean, I guess you can make something out of it, but again, I turn to, let's say, you, Logan and Empress. Is there a lot of interesting lore about Jimmy Olsen
No,
as a whole?
no. I mean, he's
I mean,
known as
let's say
Superman's buddy. That
that photograph stuff.
Superman likes him that much that
exactly.
he gives him like a special watch. He had that in the animated show, by the way. That if he gets into trouble and he just presses a button, it makes a
Yeah.
sound that only Superman can hear. And he knows, okay, so Jimmy is.
Is
Jimmy
in trouble.
Olsen had his own solo comic book series back in the days. Nobody bought it.
Of course.
Nobody read it because who would do that?
Yeah.
I mean, if you
I
go
mean-
to a comic book shop or a stand with many comic books, and you start and say, "Oh, Superman," and you have money just for one, you have money just for one. You say, "Oh, so new issue of Superman." Then there is Batman. Okay, X-Men. Oh, Jimmy Olsen.
Sure.
Take my money here,
Yeah.
newspaper guy.
No, if you're if you're like an avid collector, then you would probably buy it. But how many of those are there? They're like less than 1% of the whole fan base in such things. The thing is that if you have a sorry, you had a Lois Lane and Clark Kent TV series, which I actually like.
Yeah.
But again, Lois Lane is a much more pivotal character. She is, in and of herself, a much more important character. You can have a lot of spin-off series, but it needs to have a ground to it. Let's say for Commissioner Gordon, that in and of itself is a good starting point. Who cares about Jimmy Olsen?
Who indeed?
Is it going to be an episode about how he chose his special camera to capture Superman?
Maybe it's how
It's
actually.
exciting entertainment. Pay us money, please.
Maybe it's how actually he gets all those women. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out in the
I
show.
think this is one of the things that's gonna land on these channels that do a skit of how this came to fruition. I forget the name again. Like the pitch meeting website. So
Oh,
you have a
yeah.
Superman spin-off for me? Yes, it's about Jimmy Olsen. Oh, who was that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I mean, as you said, it should be about, when you do spin-off, it should be about someone who is actually interesting, and that Jimmy Olsen wasn't. An example for interesting.
He's barely a character.
He's
That's
barely
the
a
thing.
character.
He's barely a character.
A good example for the spin-off with an interesting character, actually, here also we'll go back to the good days of Doctor Who with Captain Jack. Captain Jack Harkness. He was so interesting, so great, that he actually got his own show Torchwood, which was also kind of good, much different than Doctor Who, much darker actually, but I liked it. You know, it was great. He was, guess what? He was bisexual, that character. But back in the days, people were, they
Very
didn't put it
sexual.
in your face.
All sexual.
Yeah, actually, he was more sexual.
And don't forget Sarah Jane Smith, by the way. She
Yeah.
also had a
She
spin-off
also
with
had that, yeah.
K9. And
But those were
TV
interesting
series were
characters.
good. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, Torchwood was in a lot of ways much more interesting to me than Doctor Who.
Yeah, yeah.
Like not that Doctor Who was one of my favorites, but Torchwood was amazing. Torchwood
It was amazing.
almost right until the end was amazing.
Exactly. I was happy that we had show with Captain Jack, because every time I saw him on screen, I said, I want him. I want more of this guy here in the show.
Exactly.
Make
Yeah,
him to be with Doctor Who all the time. Forget all the other people. Just
And
him
let's
and
not
the
forget-
Doctor.
I'll give another example. The originals from the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
The TV series, the originals, is better than the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, I
in my
watched the
opinion.
whole thing. I mean, they screwed it
Yeah.
up at the end, but I really love
Yeah,
it.
nobody's gonna talk about the end. Nobody likes the end. Nobody likes the next spin-off that happened after the end. But the
No.
originals
Yeah.
was the better of the two series overall. The Vampire Diaries was basically that vampire drama. Once the originals showed up, everybody was like, "Okay, now we're talking something. Okay, I want more of this," and they disappeared. And I want more of this. And someone there heard them and made the originals. So it was like, yes, please.
Yeah, that is because these characters had so much lore to them because they were the first vampires. So
Exactly.
basically, how can you not actually try to do something
Exactly.
with them? They have everything that is just screaming main characters. They're not side
Yes.
characters. They were main characters that entered a universe of someone else basically and dominated it because they're
I
so
mean,
strong and
Klaus,
amazing.
Klaus and Elijah were my two, like all the originals, but I can decide between Klaus or Elijah. Elijah is a psycho, an amazing, adorable psycho that I can watch him do all the horror things he did in TV series all day. And that's the thing. That's how you make a good spin-off. You don't make a spin-off for a butler or someone who's there for 2 minutes in a TV series or a movie. You don't do that. It's like if I'm an extra or a Spider-Man movie that I give him a hot dog and then the story of the hot dog vendor.
Yeah.
Now
You know, in the new Superman movie, there's actually a guy who gave him a dinner, or was it? Well, what was it there? That gave him
Falafel?
a falafel. Yes. The only reason this guy, who was Indian, of course, doesn't have his spin-off is because he dies in the movie. That's the only reason.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. What was Electro's motivation?
He wanted to be best friend.
Spider-Man promised him that
He promised him to be
remembered.
friends.
That was his whole motivation. It took a multiverse mashup of 3 Spider-Man to fix that character. And they
Exactly.
did fix it, yes, but like, you promised, you said you remember me,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said you remember it. I was like,
Wow. Child level.
excitement, drama,
Yeah.
money.
None of that. No,
You don't do that.
None of that.
No, that's really pathetic and sad, actually. That
Yeah.
by this point, Hollywood only understands lowest of the low in terms of emotions, level of understanding, level of thinking. Everything is the lowest of the low, the child level. Child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's because you don't hire talented people, you hire talented activists.
Exactly. Who are talentless. So now we.
They're talented at being activists.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Exactly,
absolutely. Yeah, I
yes.
totally agree. I totally agree. They're relentless in their stupidity.
Everybody is active
Exactly.
those days. Yeah.
It's not easy to
agree.
be that dumb. Okay, so now we actually get to the last topic of the day. We unanimously agree that this is absolutely retarded by all accounts,
But, yeah.
and there's nothing positive about this. There's
I would
nothing.
sadly, however, excuse me for interrupting, but I would sadly have to jump off.
Okay,
Okay.
I
yeah.
apologize. And have a great show. Thank you for inviting me, by the way. This was a blast. I would love
Yeah, you're
to do
actually
more
our
of this.
first guest.
Yeah.
You know, technically.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Maybe. Okay, that is actually amazing. Thank you very much. I didn't know that. I didn't know that when I came in.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great one. Thank you here to the chat as well. Thank you for inviting me. More of that, please. Cheers.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye bye. Okay. That was awesome.
That was amazing, yeah.
Now we are gonna continue with the next topic right now. Oh boy, yeah, great talk,
Great
guys.
talk indeed, yes.
Hope that you
Yeah.
enjoy. Also, please visit his channel.
Mm.
Already he has to put it in the
Yeah,
comments.
watch his video that he also did about V For Vendetta's ridiculousness there. So, yeah.
Indeed, he has to can share it if he wants. Now we're gonna remove this atrocity from the screen.
You mean both the article and the guy on the photo, right?
Yes. And we're going to get to something way more interesting that we
Ooh.
haven't covered yet. We're a bit late with that, but finally something pleasant, so to speak, which is actually it's pretty ugly.
As an image, it's not pleasant at all.
Yeah, it's pretty
But as a
ugly.
news, still.
But it's news. It's still
Yeah.
news, guys. So this is the last new image because Zack Snyder just released actually a Henry Cavill Superman from Man of Steel photo that we all seen.
Yeah.
It's an amazing photo, but what he released before that were all images that we haven't seen. So the last image that we haven't seen from the movies and from the Justice League Snyder cut, to be more particular, it is this. It is freaking Joker. The last picture was the Joker, only with his back.
Bulletproof SWAT vest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now it's this, and he shows 2, and now everybody actually are thinking that there's gonna be Justice League Part 2. Somehow, I mean, this is just sign for peace or
It's time
whatever.
for peace, which even the Joker is doing, yeah.
Yeah, because he's a freaking psychopathic hypocrite that you should never trust, even if you're Harley Quinn, and especially if you're Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
So this picture is once again, he's put in a very narrow corridor, and I love to interpret these images, so I will.
This actually, before you give your interpretation, this actually kind of reminds me of action figure box.
Oh yeah.
You know how they stand inside in a pose, and you have here. This is the action figure. I wish we could get such good action figures. Actually,
Oh,
it really reminds me of that. I don't think that this means part 3 is coming.
yeah. Sorry guys, it's very late.
Because,
By this point when we're doing this.
yeah. So what do you think about the photo?
Oh. This reminds me
Yeah.
now when you said action figures of the music video of NSYNC Bye Bye.
Oh,
how
yeah,
they were
yeah.
standing in the box.
Yeah, they were staying in the boxes with
Yeah.
there were action figures there.
So no, that's gonna be me. And the Bye Bye
I always
was.
I always
Yeah.
mistake these two.
Oh yeah, no.
It's
no,
gonna
that
be
is-
me
it's
because
gonna
she
be
was
me.
buying them,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's gonna
That'll
be
be
me. Okay,
but
never
the
mind.
one that they were doing that was
Yeah, Bye
bye
Bye.
yes.
Yeah.
I always
Okay.
mistake those two, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they're very similar.
Yeah.
Okay, focus. So when you put a character on purpose in a very narrow room, in this case, like they did with Deathstroke, it really means one thing, like I commented before if you watch those, that basically that is how they feel on the inside. That is symbolic for how a freaking psycho will feel on the inside, like pressed by his own small world in which there's only pain, suffering, and horror. And this is how he feels all the time, claustrophobic. And the only way for him to not feel this way is to go on a freaking murder spree and cope.
Yeah.
Use it to cope somehow with his inner insecurities, trauma, and just overall negativity that he adopted for his freaking soul and life. So that's what this means according to, well, my interpretation, because I really do believe that Zack Snyder doesn't do anything if there is no meaning behind it. All the shots that he frames on all of his movies, all of his pictures, and done in an exact way that corresponds with how the character is actually presented on screen. So I do think that what I'm saying here has some merit because of that, because everything matches how he shoots a scene, and what meaning he puts behind it, because there are so many times where he showed and didn't tell. Like we said previously, when Batman looked at Robin's costume, how it was spray painted with the horrible words and whatever that Joker did. You see his pain in the eyes. You see how the costume was shown, the framing of the costume. Everything is very impactful, and you feel what happened. You feel the suffering of Batman. You probably imagine even how Robin suffered when he died in that freaking costume that was now on display there, and probably is still soaked in his blood and whatever. But everything matters, that's what I mean. So in this case, I do think that this is meant to be super creepy, This is how the Joker sees himself. That's also what I think, that he sees himself in this like this happy-go-lucky guy that's highly disturbed all the time. That's why he's smiling. I mean, he smiles just to cover and to cope with his inner turmoil. Of course, he's holding a weapon while he's smiling, which just means that he's gonna kill you while he's still smiling. So everything about him is a total opposite of goodness. He is literally a representation of evil and manifestation of evil in all of its aspects. It's everything that's wrong. It could be wrong with one person. And the sign of peace over there is exactly that again. So with one hand he's holding the gun, which is violence, of course. With the other he's holding the sign of peace, which is peace, but it's a parody of peace. So he's not really saying that's the opposite, because he's holding in the other hand the very thing that's destroying the peace. So it's like this perfect storm of absolute and unapologetic evil in the face of the rest of the world. So even if he is in this small tiny room, he's comfortable there because he's used to live in this world. And why is he comfortable there? Although I said that he is in turmoil and all of that, because everything that is in this narrow place, in this narrow box within his own soul, he is projecting outside to everybody else. So he's expressing all of that horror to everybody else so they can suffer. He can see them suffer, and from that he's getting the opposite, which is the good feeling of how everybody is suffering. That's freaking Joker. That's his psychology. That is this Joker, especially this Joker,
Especially this one,
in particular. And as you can see from our perspective, everything is like projected on us because of the way that the walls look from this aspect here of the picture. It's like we are taking that. I mean, we are taking what he is. What's the word for that? He's projecting that on us. That's what I want to say. Exactly. His eyes are gaunt. His mouth is painted. His mouth and his eyes are all black. The eyes are the window of the soul. And this is projecting the death of the soul. The blackness, I mean, around the eyes. So all of that makeup, this is what it means. He doesn't have any color of his skin. He's all white, which is like death again. So everything about him is freaking death. Even how what he's wearing, which are some ridiculous, like, what is that?
Thingy, I mean, he looks like as if he's
bed sheets.
getting out of a madhouse or from a butcher shop or something like that.
Yeah.
If anything, he looks more like a Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Basically, everything is evil. Everything means death and destruction and horror, and that's what it is. This is a horror show. So once again, very impactful image from Zack Snyder. Not what we want to see because we don't freaking care.
No, out of all the images, that one really is the one that really means nothing to me, because really we don't care about that. Joker, but also let's not forget that since this is from Justice League, this is actually a Joker that is kind of on our side, because he was fighting against Superman and Darkseid and the parademons. But again, I think maybe if someday we see the movie, this will be confirmed, but I think that he's doing it just because he ain't the one who got the world to burn, but actually other heroes, and that drives him crazy.
Yeah.
He ain't the one who did the thing. He has to work now with the heroes, and even with Batman, and he thinks might as well have fun while doing that, but I wanted to be the one, because he's the guy who wants to see just how he enjoys just to watch how the world burns, and if he's the one to actually get the matches over there, perfection.
He wants the world to feel how he feels.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Yes.
And now we just want to take a quick break to thank you, King of Monsters.
Hey, King of Monsters.
Once again for the amazing support.
Amazingness.
King of Monsters. Thank you so much. You're getting the Wonder Woman salute. And although I can't do it because I'm dressed, the most muscular.
He should be getting in his Golden Avenger that you have to.
I still have to do it. Please poke me on that. Poke me. Thank you so much. Buff Empress. Well, I really could show you, but So, but thank you so much. Thank you. And let us know what you think, by the way, in the comments.
Yeah.
Let's read some of
Let's read some of the chat,
chat. We
yeah.
want to say hi to Nate.
Hey,
Sorry
Nate.
it's so late.
Yeah.
When we do these discussions, it's very hard to reply to the comments. But Nate, hi to you. He says we never got a Batfleck movie or a sequel to Zack Snyder Justice League, but Warner Brothers is making a series for Jimmy Olsen. Yeah, that totally makes sense. You're absolutely correct. This is
Absolutely
pretty
correct. I
disgusting
mean,
display how they treated Zack, how they actually left the whole franchise that was a lot more
and
successful
yeah,
money-wise.
yeah.
And there was actually no reason to quit that. The only thing was their huge ego that wanted for them to make Marvel money at that
Yeah.
time. Yeah, they didn't, but now they're making 2 times less and they're losing money.
And
With the other movies, they didn't lose money.
and they're still pushing those projects. I mean, nobody stand behind Zack and his vision, and now, but now everybody stands behind this movie that actually lost money, and they keep pushing things like, okay, so here is the sequel, Man of Tomorrow, and now here is a show about that. Let's try to nominate it for a best drama movie at the Golden Globes. Has anyone seen that movie?
Oh God,
There
that's
is
so
nothing.
stupid.
It might be. I mean, best comedy, for example. Okay, it was just hilariously bad, but best drama, really. And they're pushing on that project, and they stand behind it. Nobody stand behind Zack. Where are all the people who defended Zack now? Actually, back in the days.
I'm starting to think that James Gunn is mentally ill. Like, what are
I
you
mean,
doing?
Yeah.
How can you
I
have
wouldn't be
the
surprised.
audacity to submit your movie for best drama?
Yeah.
Like, what are
When
you
it's
doing?
actually not a drama.
And
even,
you
yeah.
put humor intentionally in the
Yeah.
movie because you want to be like Marvel and you're putting it out for a best
And you want
drama.
Superman to have a harem, and
My
Green Lantern is
brain.
showing, flipping middle fingers left and right there in the scene and things. like
Literally
that.
using his powers to
Literally
do
using
it.
his powers to do it. Yeah.
Flipping a tank with the middle finger.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
ever seen that? Well, now you have.
And now you have. Yeah. I mean,
Congratulations. Yeah.
should we nominate and Peacemaker for that because of the great, amazing, dramatical scene of the orgy there in the first episode? It was so dramatic.
And some
know.
people really thought that that's profound, by the way, because he was suffering.
What is this? A European art movie? Those are not profound. No. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. I can't believe that people are so far gone in the ways that they see the world and entertainment in these days that they would think that that's profound. Hey, the fact that you're putting some suffering in a scene where there's also a freaking orgy going around the main character, the main character doesn't mean that it has meaning. No, it means that this main character is now being completely parodied. That's what it means.
Exactly.
It's a parody of the
It's a
character
parody of the
because
character.
there are some principles in law, basically unspoken law. You never do such things to a main character that's not supposed to be. In this situation, I can't even talk right now because this is disgusting. This is extreme disrespect to the character. Even if you don't care about Peacemaker, that's not the point. The point is on principle. You are doing a scene that belongs in a corn film, you know what I mean, in a corn film, not in a DC property. There's no excuse in the world that this should be there, that this should exist, that this scene should exist. If anybody has any decency, moral code, any director, producer, writer, whatever, they will do a scene that actually means something that children can even watch, so they can get the moral of the story. You can't present a moral of the story without any morals on the screen. You can't. Not in this way. Not when you use such a explicit actuality. I'm not gonna say the full word here because YouTube. You can use full explicit stuff. You can use some brutality to show meaning in a particular way. It still has to have taste, has to be tasteful. You can't do it completely in such a degenerate way that you're repulsed and feel horrified by it. You can disturb the audience to some extent, but you still gotta have class to do it.
Yeah.
If you use more shock than actual substance in your scene, then the whole value is lost. So absolutely no one can argue with bad, I mean, like super degenerate and explicit ways of doing things. Nobody can argue that that's profound, because by its nature is bad. By the whole nature
by
is
the whole
bad.
nature.
There's endless amounts of movies that dealt with a lot of very interesting characters that we got, since we have movies in this world, and you can see countless examples of showing class, showing knowledge, how to do these scenes, showing absolute basically, how to say this, like showing how you should show something to prove a point, to show a moral of the story, how you should do it in a very tasteful manner. You show emotion, you show what the characters are feeling. You don't put the camera in somebody's guts for 10 freaking minutes like the show
Oh boy.
Spartacus and
Yeah.
call it art, because it's not. You already gone too far by that point. You already shown that you prefer shock and disgusting things to just shock the audience. That's it. Shock is cheap, but to really make you feel something on the inside that's like true emotion, that takes real art, that takes real intelligence and emotional maturity of the artist, of the director, of the writer, whoever is bringing the scene to life. It takes a lot of maturity, and maturity is not in the explicit, it's not in the guts.
Yeah. It's never in those
Okay,
things.
it's never in those things. So James Gunn trying to prove a point while not proving any point, doing the exact opposite. Some people on the internet that are extremely in the exact same way as emotionally mature as he is, trying to defend Peacemaker and James Gunn with this scene, trying to say that DC was always like that, that DC was as degenerate as this is. What are you doing? I mean, if you like such things, go and watch The Boys, but that's different universe.
That's a different
It's not
universe,
DC.
yeah.
It's meant to be degenerate. It's meant to say something that is cynical, disgusting, and ugly. Peacemaker is not like that. DC is not like that. There's some elements here and there about cynicism. Those things are explored. Sometimes they're explored to an extent that we also covered about Jim Lee and how he crossed the line, how he greenlit stories about Superman that are absolutely disgusting.
Watch that video.
Yeah, that disrespect the character to like the maximum extent, to the point where you see Superman being tortured in actual way. I'm not gonna say again the word. That is so disgusting, so low, that just is evil. Okay, it's evil. If you respect your character, never put him in situations that are that low. You should never see a character in certain situations, because this is not what the character is about. The whole comic book series were never about that. You are totally deviating from the core principles and idea of such character or such universe.
And you're given the chance to work with that iconic character, actually. You're given the chance to work that, to leave a great material that people will remember, but then you give us this. And speaking about iconic characters, King of Monsters.
King of Monsters.
Yes, King of Monsters. Best iconic character over here, as we say.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we also want the Snyderverse back, and let's hope that it will happen someday. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
amazing man.
If you're and for your amazing support, you're getting a new salute, which is this. This is an Astardi.
Astardi salute.
Astardi
right?
salute.
Yes. Ah, nice.
Thank you so much, King of Monsters. Sorry about the
Amazing,
rant,
amazing.
guys, but
Oh,
some
no,
things
amazing.
needed to be
This can
said.
also be cut into a video. So.
Hey, yeah, I should probably do that.
Mm.
But I just love new
We
salute,
love
yeah,
those-
especially for you,
With all
literally.
those heroes.
I just love those heroes and what they represent. We both of us grew with them.
Exactly. I don't want to see them in any of those mature ways and things like that. They're mature enough. They don't need to show how Batman is. What was it when he was killing an ICE officer or things like that? We don't need to see blood.
That's not
guts
mature,
and things.
actually.
That's actually nothing
Maturity
mature in
should
that.
be
Yeah.
about wisdom.
Wisdom, exactly.
It's not about
Yeah.
being horrible, brutal, whatever.
And having actual things and things like that. One of the worst thing that I have seen in not related to our comic book was in the comic book by Frank Miller, but that's the Frank Miller when he got kind of crazy, and drawn by Jim Lee. But the only thing that saves that comic book is the art by Jim Lee.
It's
That
so sad that he's
it's
such a good artist.
it's All-Star. It's called All-Star Batman.
Oh no.
This is in the universe of Frank Miller's Batman. You know, he's a dark. You know, okay, but this was a younger Batman, as we say. You know, kind of something a bit after year one. You know, so he was calling himself the whole freaking time, I'm the goddamn Batman. But that's not the worst thing that we see. So okay, there was a scene in which he and Black Canary, because Man of Culture said something about Black Canary. He and Black Canary had to fight some thugs, you know, I think it was on a pier or something like that, around warehouses in a rainy night, you know, they fight with them, they do so good that apparently they got too hot after the fight.
Oh wow.
Because they just did it right there,
Oh god.
outside of the warehouse, for no reason, Batman and Black Canary.
That's
And
so
I say,
disgusting.
Frank Miller, what the hell are you doing? Why are we seeing this?
This doesn't even make any sense. They're in a costume.
Why would Batman do that? Because he's the goddamn Batman. They're also in costumes, you know. Why would Black Canary agree with that? Because he's the goddamn Batman?
That's
Why?
not a
And there is
thing.
no reason. He just said, you know, because of the fight, and you know, I got hot. And he said, man, what? You were just fighting these guys.
I don't associate violence with freaking sex. Jesus. Sorry.
Yeah, and I say, well, what the hell is happening here in that comic book? Not to mention that there were other things that which he in that version he finds Robin for the first time, and Robin wants to, you know, be Robin, become Robin. Dick Grayson, who was 10 at that point or something, and he just left him there in the Batcave with no food, and tell him, and he said, but there's only rats here, and he said, yeah, when I was your age, I also eat the rats here in the Batcave. He said, Jesus Christ, this man is a lunatic. This ain't Batman.
What?
Eat rats.
He's
left him
not
there
a psycho.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not the actual bat.
exactly.
What?
He's not actual bat. And Alfred gave a burger to Dick Grayson, and Batman scolded him for that and said, why did you give me that? Give him that. He has to learn. And he said, well, what is he supposed to eat? The rats? And he said, yeah, I ate rats when I was there in the Batcave. And he said, but he's not you.
But
So exactly that Batman, that is freaking psychopath. What are you doing, Frank Miller?
the guy's a billionaire, and he's not gonna feed the guy that's supposed to succeed him. And like, if he's gonna be tortured, like, what are we talking about? Torture?
No, King. This is not absolute Batman. This was in 2000 and something, in the early 2000s. All-Star Batman and Robin. It's called by Frank Miller,
Yeah.
drawn by Jim Lee. Great art, really great art, because Jim Lee. The story just, you know,
Yeah,
read it online for free if you find it somewhere, just to have fun and the stupidity. But that's it. They again do those things with the characters that we love. That this is not mature. This is not dark and edgy, and it's cool because you who are reading now you're mature. You're not 10 anymore and stuff like that. And so we have to see stupidity and degeneracy.
Yeah,
in our
that
heroes.
just doesn't make any sense.
It-
So Nate said, Nate meme said, we need to see Batfleck tear up that Joker card. What does that mean?
the Joker card from the
Tear up,
Tear
tear
up,
up. Oh yes. You're right. Now I read it wrong. Yasto said the void in his soul. I'd say, yeah, absolutely. Void is a good word. Perfect.
Absolutely, yes.
King said, I wish we would gotten the Simush story of Snyder's DCU. Simushed?
Simushed?
Smish?
Sims. Okay.
We should, whatever you said.
We should.
Okay, Red Sonja in real life? Is that me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I got the Mary Jane last time on last stream. I got the comic book accurate even Mary Jane,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. I can be both. I don't mind.
Exactly. And you'll be comic book accurate anyway.
Yeah, well, unlike the
Both
new
of us.
actress that plays freaking Red Sonja, and we
Jesus
watched that
Christ.
movie, by the way.
I didn't see Red Sonja in that one.
She had no hips to
She
speak
had
of.
nothing. Yeah.
She was just flat as a board, really not feminine at all. She had no character in her face, like no expression. She was basically like super bland. So nothing that you say, oh yes, this woman is totally like so beautiful and doesn't look like anybody else. Like the previous Red Sonja, who was freaking, what was her name? Bridget Nielsen, who was like so beautiful and like what a shape of the face and everything. No, this actress is so bland. She might as well be NPC from a game. That's how it is. And she only became Red Sonja at the last, like a minute. I'm not sure if it's a minute. Like
They
she
couldn't
looks
find
and
anyone
acts
else
like
or
that at the last
Ah, you mean in the
freaking scene.
yeah. You kind of like the new Superman. He became Superman in the last
In
scene
the
of
last
movie.
scene, yeah, he was acting like Superman
Yeah.
finally. When he said, Lois. That's it. That's Superman for you. That's nothing else there. Oh, Man of Culture, you like anything, so.
Men of Culture, they are probably there are movies like that with DC characters. I mean,
Yastu says,
Don't know.
no, Nate says to Yastu that he agrees. I don't know how James Gunn conned his way into being a co-head at DC. Gunn and Taika Waititi are the two most overrated directors in Hollywood. And they're basically the same.
They're basically the
They're
same.
very similar.
Immature, degenerate, yeah, totally the same.
I mean, I haven't seen everything that Taika Waititi did. Maybe he's not as degenerate as James Gunn. Maybe he's not doing...
You mean except of his Thor movies?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that he
Anything
did.
except of the Thor movies.
Yeah.
They're the same.
I mean, no, he did a TV show that's
Yeah.
very famous. I haven't seen it, so I cannot say he's degenerate as James Gunn, but he's silly. He's silly. His whole humor is ridiculous. Nate also said Gus is twisted for telling people Peacemaker Season 2 was a direct sequel to Superman, where he put an adult scene in the first episode knowing kids would be tuning in to see what happens next. Yeah, that's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
Also,
Simply
Peacemaker,
disgusting.
when he dances at the beginning of the intro, he makes the swastika sign.
Yeah.
He does this, you know?
Yeah.
And that was put in Fortnite. His character, and he did that dance there. And after a while, it took them a while to realize that that's the swastika sign. They had to remove it. They had to remove this from the game somehow. I don't know what they did actually, but then they realized. So yeah, and never forget when they had Bruce and get Barbara Gordon pregnant. That was messed up.
Yeah. I was never for that relationship with them. It never made sense because she's so much younger.
That is horrible.
Just never made sense, and it's really horrible. And you know what was the reaction of Batman when she told him that? She said, he said, I have to congratulate Dick because he was thinking that it's Dick Grayson's.
Oh wow! So it's good that they both sleep with her first, and second that the other guy probably is the baby because he forgot that he let himself go.
Yeah, originally she was with Dick Grayson, you know. Yeah.
So this is all kinds of messed up.
All kinds of messed up indeed.
I mean,
Let's not forget, guys, that speaking about horrible scenes in that comic book that I just told you, let's not forget the horrible adaptation of The Killing Joke, Jesus Christ, with those 20 bonus minutes in the beginning to give us more context on who Batgirl is and how she freaking banged Batman on the rooftop. And I say, why is this there? Who is the madman? As Daffy Duck used to say in one episode, who is responsible for this?
Yes, with a lot of this, it's important.
Who is responsible for this? Who wants to see Batman and Batgirl? She's freaking younger, much younger. That it ain't right. It ain't right. With Dick Grayson, sure, I would always see that.
Yasto made a great joke.
Okay.
Great joke. Great
Yes.
joke, Yasto.
Go. Read
So
it.
Yasto said they should do it in an elevator so it could be raw on so many levels. But
Yes, we'll use
thanks,
that.
Yasto. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Man of Culture is keep on gooning on these stuff. Man of Culture, this is wrong.
Man of Culture, really,
This is wrong. It's
just
not
wrong,
fun because they're
Yeah.
destroying the characters is the way that they should be. That's kind of like wokeness almost.
I mean, would you be fine if you see Asterix bang Obelix somewhere in a hut?
I just can't.
right? I
I'm
mean,
unable to can't.
so so here we go. Or the opposite would also not be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Amazing.
I just wanted to say
Yeah.
that I am sure I'm a very good psychologist in general, like a natural psychologist. But anyway, I have real skills about psychology. I'm sure. Also, as a person who also wrote stuff in my life, I wrote a lot of poetry, some stories, whatever. I understand how you think when you're an author and when you're trying to put characters and make stories with your characters. What usually people do when they are writers, authors, they want to put something that is a reflection of what they like and what they love. You want to tell a particular story. So keep that in mind. So when I see what James Gunn is doing, when I see like Stephen King writing his own stuff that are so freaking creepy, horrible, evil, woke,
boy.
whatever he's doing,
Yeah.
you know that deep down these guys have something very disturbing about them. You know this because, again, if you're a creator of anything, if you want to put something out there, you know what's the thought process, what's the creative process. You only put stuff out there and try to create them if you want to see them manifest. That's what it is. So why the hell you would want to put out the worst possible things in the world and you're trying to come up with horrible, disturbing things or degenerate things? There must be something really wrong about you. When the creator of freaking Spartacus, the TV show, decided to bring it to life, he took inspiration from 300 that Zack Snyder did. Because of the slow motion in the fights. But what he actually brought in his own work was spilling of guts, showing them for 10 freaking minutes, flying in the air, whatever. Every freaking 2 seconds, there's a sex scene. There's a gay sex scene. There's another scene. Spartacus is made to F everyone while he's grieving for his wife being F'd every single day, but by at least 10 people at the same time. This whole thing is an absolute travesty of a show. On all the levels that exist. Possible hell. It's basically in hell. That's how bad it is. That's how freaking evil this is. So, and when I try to talk to this guy on Twitter, because that was years ago,
The showrunner.
And I said this and that. I tried to explain the best way that I can that what he is doing is not Spartacus, that he's bringing his character to a horrible levels of degeneracy. That's not how you're supposed to do it. 300 had brutality, but not to this extent. It had haste. It had some kind of a class to those scenes. It wasn't that degenerate by any stretch of the imaginations, but he did take that imagination and he stretched it out. Like he stretches the guts that he shows for 10 freaking minutes on end, or the disfigured face of one of the women characters, and that completely stopped me from watching, even though Lucy Lawless is there and I freaking love her because she's in a warrior princess. But even Lucy cannot make me keep watching this because I was scarred. I was traumatized by what I've seen because this is just screams evil, and they're trying to present stories to, to pass them for something meaningful. Wow. There's not even, like, the story's not even told. Everything that you see is just everything that's horrible. And all of a sudden, people talk. Oh, wow, people talk.
Oh boy, dialogue.
People talk
Yay.
dialogue. Oh, it must be profound. No, it's not. No, it's not. So I'm absolutely convinced to my very core that all of those directors, writers, whoever come up with the most disgusting, degenerate thing and the most disturbing things on earth, they have that in them, I'm sure. So James Gunn cannot convince me that he's just such a nice guy that never had any crazy stuff in his head. No, he revels. He just celebrates when he does all of that. And when he did freaking Creature Commandos, it was the same story.
The same
He took
story, yeah.
characters that nobody knew, nobody cared about. He still changed them to absolutely
Totally.
no
These
end.
are not the same characters.
He took a character that's underage, that princess girl that's actually played by Maria Bakalova, who is our Bulgarian actress. I'm happy for her, but freaking Rick Flag, who is
Senior.
who is like what 50? I don't know. He's effing her in the show. She's underage.
And the other of the group Creature Commandos, the other guys are standing outside in the room and they can hear it and they sit awkwardly and look at each other.
Yeah, because that is what he imagines. He loves these situations. As I'm sure that's what turns him on. Like completely turns him on. I'm sure. He made Rick Flag Sr. look like him, like James Gunn.
Like him.
He made that girl that our actress plays look like his wife.
Yeah.
All of that is not a coincidence. By the way, his wife is
38 and he's 59.
59. How many years is that? It's a lot of
math.
years of difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, math.
59.
Yeah.
It's a lot, yeah.
Okay, he's 60.
He's 60, okay.
And she's 38. Then
Around,
22.
22 or something.
22,
yes.
21 years of difference. I mean, he could be her dad.
Yeah.
Because my
Just
dad...
says 31. 31!
31 years.
Jesus Christ. Thank you, Just. Yeah.
My dad actually made me when he was in his early 20s.
I like most of our dads.
Yeah, most of our dads,
Actually.
actually. So, actually, even worse then. Yes, though. Thank you. Even worse. Really? Is that worse? Oh my gosh, really?
31.
31.
31. Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
she
crazy.
looks much better than him. What is this woman doing? I mean,
I know what.
Oh,
Nobody
she's,
else would hire her.
Yeah.
That's why. She wants to be hired.
She
She's
has
an
to marry
actress.
him. Can she just bang him without marrying him?
Yeah, but she only probably get one role. Now she has consecutive roles. She has consecutive things to do.
For a woman, unless she's not enjoying it. Maybe it's
I'm sure she has a lot of fun in her head. Okay, guys. So that's gonna be it. Sorry for the 2 rants that I had, but I think they were very
But no,
cohesive.
those were great,
Yeah.
as always. Yes.
Thanks. I mean, I don't enjoy that I have to, pour my soul out for negative things. I would much rather
It needs
do
to
that.
be
for
it needs to be
something
said, and people have to know why those things are actually not profound. Because we really have to stop thinking, oh, if it's matured and R-rated, then ooh, yay.
else. Oh, yay! It's just disgusting. Wait, let's see who to rate.
Don't
Let's
be
see.
Mr. Hardcore.
Eek. Well, J Viper.
Oh yeah, him too. Yes, okay.
I'm choosing J.
Good.
This time I'm gonna rate J. He's great. Some other time he's gonna rate me. I still can rate from this channel though.
And from this one, yeah.
And that's so sad. Oh,
I will get to there.
okay, guys. So, go see what Jay is
Amazing.
doing. Hopefully you enjoyed this time. Thank you so much to King of Monsters. King of Monsters, if you're around this
Amazing,
time, we're definitely gonna stream more. I just took a little bit of break. Basically, couldn't feel better enough to stream it this time, but now we will every night unless something else happens. Please go rate Jay from the superhero channel as well. I'm gonna paste the link in the description and here. And yeah, tomorrow stream. Are you gonna be here tomorrow?
Ninja Gaiden, yes, we're doing it.
Okay,
yeah.
Ninja
I want
Gaiden.
to beat the game and be able to play with Rio.
Yes, we're gonna
Yes.
play Ninja Gaiden,
Ninja Gaiden,
on the G Hammer Empress. If you're watching on G Hammer Empress, the gaming channel, we're going to play Ninja Gaiden tomorrow together. It's gonna be super funny. So with that being said, I love you guys. Let's see who supported the stream, which is King of Monsters, and go and say hi to Jay. Say Empress rate.
Yay.
Okay, guys, love you. Bye bye.
The 40K Empress leads the way as warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes. With faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires, plots twist like smoldering fires. But with her blade of pure desire, she claims